Okay, folks, buckle up, because today we're taking a deep dive into some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, this one's a bit intense.
We're talking about pink cocaine, and I've got some excerpts here from, well, the title's a mouthful. Pink cocaine, a mother's warning and a health expert's perspective.
Oh, that's a powerful one.
Yeah, and even if you think pink cocaine, that's not really my world, this is a deep dive I think everyone should listen to.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power.
Totally. So right off the bat, what really struck me, and I think this is what makes this so dangerous, is how this drug is being marketed.
Right. It's all bright colors,
Yeah.
trendy names, almost like they're trying to make it seem celebratory.
Yeah, like a party drug.
Exactly. And you can see how someone, especially maybe younger folks who haven't seen the dark side of drug use, might think, oh, this is harmless fun.
Oh, totally. I was reading about this case, a group of friends, they thought they were just letting loose, having a good time.
Uh-oh.
And they had absolutely no clue what they were actually putting into their bodies.
That's terrifying.
It is. You'd think just the word cocaine would be enough to make people cautious.
You would think so. But see, that's the trap, right? This isn't just regular cocaine that someone dyed pink for a marketing gimmick.
So what is it then?
It's a mix. We're talking ketamine, MDMA, sometimes even synthetic opioids get thrown into the mix.
Wait, opioids? Seriously?
Seriously, you're basically playing roulette with what you're putting in your body. You don't really know what you're getting.
So it's not even a consistent recipe?
Nope. And that makes the risks so much more unpredictable.
Right, because if it's a mix of all these different things, how does that make the risks different from, say, just doing cocaine or MDMA on their own?
Well, think of it like overloading an electrical circuit.
Okay.
Your body can only handle so much. So you're essentially compounding the potential for all these serious health problems.
Like what?
Heart problems, seizures, respiratory failure. And that's just the immediate stuff. Long term, you're looking at potential psychological damage, organ damage. And because of the way all these substances interact, it can be a much faster track to addiction.
It's just so scary. Reading the account from that mother who lost her son, it just broke my heart.
That was tough.
She talks about how he was a good kid, experimenting like many young people do.
Right.
And then just how quickly it all went downhill.
It can happen so fast.
She even mentioned this idea that he and his friends thought pink cocaine was somehow cleaner than regular cocaine.
Oh, like it was less harsh or something.
Exactly.
That's a dangerous misconception. And sadly, it's not uncommon. This idea of a clean high, it plays right into the hands of those pushing this drug.
Yeah, they're preying on that desire for a safe experience, which we know is just not true.
Not at all.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And this whole idea of being misled about a drug's true nature, this is not a new story, is it?
Sadly, no. This is a recurring theme in the history of drug use.
What other examples?
Well, think about heroin in its early days. It was touted as a non-addictive cough suppressant.
Really?
Yeah. Or the rise of synthetic cannabinoids sold as legal highs, despite being completely unpredictable and dangerous. We just seem to repeat these cycles of misinformation over and over, especially when there's profit involved.
It's like we haven't learned from our past mistakes.
Unfortunately, that's often the case.
I have to say, this is all kind of blowing my mind a little bit. Taking the worst parts of different drugs, mashing them together into this dangerous cocktail.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Is there a particular type of person who seems to be falling for this marketing?
Well, while addiction can affect anyone, we are seeing a concerning trend among young adults and teenagers.
Really?
They're often drawn in by that deceptive marketing, the social media hype. They think it's safer, more socially acceptable.
Wow, this is heavy stuff. So for our listeners out there, what's the big takeaway?
Knowledge is power, plain and simple. You might think, pink cocaine, that's not my scene. But having the facts, knowing the truth, this could help you or someone you know.
Yeah.
And please, if you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, reach out, get help. There are resources, hotlines, support groups. You don't have to go through this alone.
Absolutely. And even if this feels far removed from your world, you never know. You could be the one to have that conversation that saves a life. So keep talking about this, keep learning, and let's support each other.
I couldn't agree more.
That's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Stay safe, everyone.